People don't buy products, they buy the reason a product works. And so most of you describe what your product does, but never the reason why it actually works. And that's exactly why ads struggle to convert. So in the next few minutes, I'll break down how adding a new unique mechanism to your ads make your offer feel way more credible, your offer will convert and sell way easier, even in a sophisticated market. And this is also the exact way we do this with our brands. If you don't know me, I have a consulting agency called Gabbas Consulting, and we manage over $500,000 in ad spend profitable. And so to get your ads way easier profitable, you first have to understand what the difference between a claim and a new mechanism is. As you can see here on the left side, there are claim only ads, right? For example, breathe better at night, reduce snoring, or wake up rested. These are generic claims, so it's way easier to copy and way easier to ignore. Because let's be honest, how many ads have you seen where people claim to do something with the product? For example, you will lose weight, you will reduce your snoring with our nasal strip, because our nasal strip is the best one in the whole market. And this is a perfect example on how you suck at making ads. And so to kind of drive my point home here, I will show you the difference. A mechanism-driven approach would be, for example, nasal lift mechanism. You get flexible strips, they gently lift the sides of your nose to open the airways. And you can even go a step further and explain how the nose in general works, so you can show them how the product works in correlation with these systems of your nose, right? For example, you have these airways, and I don't know, because they are stuck together with each time you breathe more and more, your product actually drives them away, and so your airways get better. And now with the unique mechanism, you connect it with the benefit. Because of the unique mechanism that your airways get opened, you will get better airflow, more open nasal passages, and then you have to go into the reason with your angle. You improve your airflow during sleep, and therefore you will wake up, for example, with more energy. Or you will sleep through the whole night because your airflow was disturbing your sleep the whole time. And that gives them a new reason to believe it, because now they know the reason why with your product they can sleep through the whole night. So your claim gets way more credibility, it builds way more trust because they understand it by themselves, and then you can do the call to action and get them to buy your product. You did the same promise, breathe better at night, or for example, wake up rested, but now they have a reason to believe your claim and your promise. Because people have seen way too many claims, new products, they've tried too many products, they've been disappointed too many times because someone couldn't pick a normal manufacturer. And so when that happens, you need to stop making the promises louder and you have to make them more believable through your unique mechanism. And that is essentially what a new unique mechanism does. So the first thing I would do if I was working on a brand, instead of opening the ads manager and thinking of hooks or new UGC content I can do, I would open a complete empty document. And there I would do a whole product breakdown, because most people don't understand the product good enough. If someone asks you about your product, you should explain to them right out of the pistol why someone should choose your product over 20 different products. They could literally go on Amazon, type in the product and show it to you, and you would have to explain to them easily why your product is way better. And not just with claims, for example, yeah, you can sleep way better at night, and because it's a bit stronger. You should do it with your unique mechanism, and that is the number one thing most e-com brand owners completely miss. I just decided I'm going to show you exactly what to do in your document you should open. First of all, you should have the physical components of your product completely down to the core. For example, the material, the size, or if you do supplements, the ingredients, right? Design, weight, the filter, the delivery method of how your product actually delivers the results, right? If you have the physical components down, you should figure out the what behind your product. So what does my product actually do? If my pillow has a shaped curve, for example, you're selling these butterfly pillows, right? Because everyone knows of them right now. What does the shaped curve actually do? Maybe it supports the neck. Or for example, if my supplement has gummies instead of liquid or just a powder or some pill, what does that do? What is the difference? Because my supplement is now a gummy instead of a powder. For gummies, you could say, for example, it makes it easier to take it consistently because it's just a small snack. You can just take it and then you can go on about your day, right? So what you're doing right now is you're basically translating product features into functional benefits for your product. And this is what most brands actually have done, but that's where they stop and that's why they fail. Because the next layer is the mechanism. And this is the crucial step. So how does this benefit I just worked out actually happen? So don't just say my pillow has a shaped curve and it supports the neck. How does the curve actually support the neck? Does it reduce pressure points? Does it fill a gap because it's shaped? Also real quick, don't forget to grab your free personalized strategy for your own store. In your current journey, you have to answer a few questions and then you get the personalized strategy sent to you. And this is also what we use at Gabbas Consulting. So click the first link in the description let's get back to the video. So this is the part where you should start asking real questions, and this is also the part where you start finding your real angles. Let me make this clear by a real example. So I just wrote this down. For example, a bad angle with the pillow would be just wake up without neck pain, right? You use our pillow and you wake up without neck pain. Wow, how many times did the customer already hear this? A better angle would be most pillows support your head but leave the curve of your neck unsupported. And so our product does that, obviously, right? But this is where the mechanism comes in place, right? You explain how this pillow supports your head and why supporting your head actually is important and actually works. So for example, this curved support zone fills the gap under your neck so your head doesn't collapse forward while you sleep. And then you could even go a step further. Let me just write it down. For example, the reason why you wake up with neck pain is because your head collapses forward. And this doesn't happen with our product. And so now this is already a way stronger ad, because now you're not just saying the product works. You're explaining why other products haven't worked because they leave your neck unsupported, and why your product is different than the other products. And you do this in a way that even the DUI, so the dumbest user imaginable, understands it. You have to use a language everyone understands. But you can't just throw in a mechanism and think this will work. Because in every and each market for your product, you have to move different. It all depends on your market sophistication. And this is exactly what I'm gonna show you right now, the market sophistication ladder. Actually, it all starts with 1 and goes to 5, and the more your market sophistication and the higher your market is in this ladder, the more difficult it is to sell your product in general. So in stage 1, there's a new claim and a new market. In stage 1, the market has barely seen this type of product or promise before, but this is where you don't need to differentiate yourself heavy yet, because a simple direct benefit can work because the promise somehow feels new, right? For example, a new weight loss product enters the market and the main message is simple: lose weight. And so if no one had a new weight loss product for this right now, it's pretty convincing. And so this is the stage where ads can be very direct and claim driven. You have low competition, low skepticism, and high curiosity. Problem is, this stage usually does not last long once competitors see demand. So once they see, yes, this product works and someone is moving money, everyone will come onto it because it's a blue ocean. Stage 2 is where you have to make bigger and better claims. Competitors enter the market, everyone starts selling the same outcome, and brands try to win by making stronger promises. For example, instead of selling with the new supplement, let's go for this example for each stage. Someone says lose weight, suddenly someone enters the market and enlarges the claim with, for example, lose weight faster, or sleep better becomes fall asleep in 10 minutes. So essentially you get the idea what I'm trying to say, right? Bigger claims can still work, but the skepticism starts increasing because everyone suddenly sees completely new claims from every competitor. This is something where brands not only do stronger claims, but they add more guarantee, proof, discounts, and more social proof. So they eventually try to win, for example, influencers over. They get more proof and more, guarantees. They do this, you get this free forever if it doesn't work. And so this is the stage right before the most important stage. This is stage 3. This is where you need to win. The customer already knows the basic claims because of the stage before, right? The bigger claims start to lose power because everyone just makes bigger and bigger claims. And so this is the point where the market needs a new reason to believe your promise. This is where your new unique mechanism becomes powerful. Don't just say what the product does, for example, lose weight. You explain how it creates the result. And you don't just say you get better sleep, or you don't just say fall asleep in 10 minutes. You say, for example, pressure relief support that keeps your spine aligned, therefore you can sleep way better and wake up more rested. And this stage is extremely important for e-commerce ads because most brands, and probably I can promise you for 70%, 60% of you watching this video, you are selling in saturated markets. A new mechanism makes the old promise, so right now you have to invent a new mechanism. This makes your old promises and from the competitors feel fresh and believable again. You give them a new reason to buy your product. Suddenly they think this works because of the specific mechanism this one guy told me. For example, you have one guy who got this supplement and then another guy comes in and they talk a bit, right? Yeah, I bought the supplement because I wanted to lose weight. They say I can lose weight in 10 days. Now they start discussing a bit and suddenly the other guy tells them, yeah, no, actually my supplement works better because with ashwagandha you can lower your cortisol and therefore you get way more muscles because your body has these enzymes and they loosen with time with my supplement and therefore your body gets the chance to develop again because cortisol lowers your testosterone and so on and so forth. And suddenly this guy over here thinks I bought the supplement because of the claims. So what is this guy telling me right now? Maybe I should check it out. One day later they see your ads and they buy because your new mechanism is so convincing. I hope you understand the message. This was just an example I made up off the top of my head, but now now we go to the last stage and stage 5. The market is completely saturated. Customers know the product, the claims, and the mechanisms. And so this is where the differentiation becomes way harder. This stage, the brands win through identity, emotion, culture, community, and belonging. People buy because of what the brand tells other people about them. For example, Liquid Death, my favorite example after Home and Harmony. Home and Harmony is my favorite one. Love it. But anyways, Liquid Death is still just water, but the identity makes it different. And so 100% of clothing brands live in this stage because physical products are not radically different. They just think this brand feels like me. They have this belonging. And so you have to position yourself with identity. And if you're a beginner or you're just at 5 to 6 figures yet, I don't know if you can compete with these huge brands. Liquid Death is a perfect example of how you can do it actually if you're very good at marketing. But for the majority of you guys, I would say that you move on to a product where you are in stage 4. And so now, let's say you found out your sophistication stage. This is the point where you have the framework for the mechanism and how to implement it in your ads. It starts with the physical component, you move on to the benefit, then you explain the unique mechanism, and at the top of the top you have your hidden ad angle. For example, with the pillow, you have the curved neck shape. This is your physical component. Then you combine this with the functional benefit, so the neck shape actually supports your neck. And after that, you explain the mechanism behind it. This curved shape in our pillow fills the gap under your cervical cure. Also, very important, if you explain something, this can't be fake. You have to do your research and your product has to actually work. You can't invent mechanisms that are not true. You will just destroy yourself. I know maybe you have this one thought, dark thought in your head. I want to invent a mechanism. They won't find out because it's just one ad. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It will just destroy your brand reputation. The most important part when you explain it in the medical sense is that you don't over-explain it also. Like we already said, you have to go from the dumbest user imaginable. So every person is the dumbest person you've ever met that have seen your ads, right? This is a common knowledge in e-com. You have to write the ads from the point of view of the dumbest person ever. So medical things or like very complex things, you have to break them down like you're explaining it to a 5th grader. A 5th grader should understand your ads and why the mechanism works. If you don't do this, your ads will stagnate and you will see it in your metrics, seen it over 100 times. Don't do this mistake, very important. Break down your ads, it's very, very simple language. And so after you created your one ad with your mechanism, it's now time to test the different mechanisms against each other. Because one mechanism may work better than another mechanism. For example, pressure relief, or you do the spinal alignment, or you talk about the comfort duration. So you have to test systematically, not randomly trying to throw in mechanisms and think, why does this perform? It's because of the mechanism. No, you have to use the same core concepts. So you eliminate variables that may manipulate the metrics you get from the ads. You have to test with the same core concepts. You can't just use random concepts because this may manipulate the outcomes or the metrics you see in your ads. For example, maybe one ad performs better just because of the concept. Maybe your customers respond better to image ads than UGC ads. And so the one ad performs better because it's an image ad, not because it's a mechanism. Maybe it would perform even better if you use the other mechanism as an image ad. Test them with the same concepts, just different mechanisms. And this is how you eliminate variables to get the perfect mechanism in place. With that being said, that is exactly how you create winning new mechanisms. And if you are a 6 to 7 figure Shopify store looking to hit your first 8 figures in 2026, book a call with me one-on-one. It's the first link in the description. And we'll talk about your exact growth strategy, how you can optimize on profit and scale your store. Hope to see you in the call. If not, I will see you in my next video.